Continue? Okay, all right. Mataji, today we are in chapter 10, text 29.
29.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right. So, can I hand over to you, or should we read the shlokas?
Well, we can all participate. It will be
All right.
nice if you all participate.
Yes,
Everyone
yes,
gets a chance to speak.
Right, right. Okay. Hare Krishna, Divyesh Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Divyesh Prabhuji, do you have the Gita with you to read the shloka?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Okay. Is it 10:29, right?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Can I read?
Yes, please, yes.
Hare Krishna. Anantas chasmina ganam varuno yadasam aham pitranam aryama kasmi yama samyamatam aham. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Sashwin, Hare Krishna. Are you there?
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Sashwin, would you like to read the shloka line by line, then we repeat after you?
Yes. Anantaschasmi naganam
Anantaschasmi naganam
varuno yadashava sham aham
yadasham aham
Pitrunam aryama majasvi
Pitrunam Aryama Saptasmi
Yama Samyamantamaham
Yamaha samyamatamaham. Thank you, Sashwin. Kumar Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. The word by word.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Anandaha
Anantaha.
Ananda
Ananta.
Cha
Cha.
also
Also.
Asmi
Asmi.
I am
I am.
Nahanam
Nagana.
of the many hooded serpents.
The many hooded serpents.
Varunaha
Varunaha.
the demigod controlling the water.
The demigod controlling the water.
Yadasam
Yadasam.
of all aquatics.
Of all aquatics.
Aham
Aham.
I am.
I am.
Pitrinam
Pitranam.
of the ancestors.
Of the ancestors.
Aryama
Aryama.
Aryama
Aryama.
Cha also
Also.
Asmi
Asmi.
I am.
I am.
Yamaha
Yamaha.
the controller of death.
The controller of death.
Madam
Samyamatam.
of all regulators.
Of all regulators.
Aham I am.
I am.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. I'll read the translation. Of the many hooded Nagas, I'm Ananta, and among the aquatics, I'm the demigod Varuna. Of departed ancestors, I'm Aryama, and among the dispensers of law, I'm Yama, the Lord of Death. Avinash Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, will you please read the purport?
Okay, yeah. hopefully there's no disturbance. There's cooker going on at the moment, so hopefully there's not too many disturbance. Okay, purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
KJ.
Among the many hooded Naga serpents, Ananta is the greatest, as is the demigod Varuna among the aquatics. They both represent Krishna. There is also a planet of Pitas, ancestors, presided over by Aryama, who represents Krishna. There are many living entities who give punishment to the miscreants, and among them, Yama is the chief. Yama is situated in a planet near this earthly planet. After death, those who are very sinful are taken there, and Yama arranges different kinds of punishments for them. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. I would like to hand over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here, Krishna is inconceivable, but in the Vibhuti Yoga, on the verse 29, he is showing us how to conceive him, how to find him. Among the Nagas, he is Anantashesh. Among the body of the waters, he is a demigod Varuna. He is Aryama, he is Yama. So we'll take Anantashesh first. In Brahma Samhita, there is one verse which glorifies Ananta. This Yahakara Naranava Jale Bhajati Sma Yoga Nidramananta Jagadananda Saroma Kupa Adhara Shakti Mavalambya Param Swamurtim Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So in this verse, Karan Ocean is situated between the spiritual world and the material world, and it's full of water. And in that Karan Ocean, Anantashesh becomes a bed of Lord Vishnu, and on his head he is holding all the planetary systems. Now that sounds a bit complicated, because everybody has seen a snake on the television everywhere. But there's little, maybe 5 foot, 10 foot snake, but a snake that will hold the whole planetary system. I mean, one planet, at least just our Prithvi, our Earth is big enough. And how can a small snake hold the whole planet? But that is our pratyaksha praman. Our senses are gross senses, and they only see what is allowed to them to see. That is pratyaksha, which is not very reliable. But if you look at all the nags, there are plenty of nagas as Karkotak Nag, Anantashesh, Vasuki, Kaliya Nag. There's quite a lot of nagas which come in Srimad Bhagavatam in Krishna Leela. There's Kaliya Nag which comes in Krishna Leela, and he was a downside troublemaker, causing so much chaos by giving out his poisonous vapors that Krishna had to throw a ball, let the Gopals think what they were doing, and he quickly ran and he went into the waters, and he danced. He had a fight with Kaliya Nag. Kaliya Nag, after a few fights, he just coiled around Krishna. And once he felt he was victorious, Krishna began to extend his body. He began to be bigger until the coils were suffocating. So he had to let go of Krishna, and Krishna quickly slipped. He jumped onto the hoods of Kaliya Nag and stamped on them. And here we have to understand that it was water. Snakes are already slippery, and then there was water on it, so they are more slippery. But Krishna expertly jumped from one hood of Kaliya Nag to another. All the hoods got together to kill Krishna, but none of the hoods was successful. And Krishna successfully pounded on all those hoods, put his footmarks on the head of a Kaliya Nag, until Nagakanyas came and they asked for, they prayed and asked for the pardon, which Krishna nicely did. And he let go the Kaliya Nag out from the Vrindavan. He is the only demon who was not killed. The rest of the demons who came to Vrindavan were killed off. Now that Kaliya Kund is still prevalent here in Vrindavan. If you go to Vrindavan, there is a Kadamba tree, which was already dead because of the Kaliya Nag's poison. But when Krishna jumped onto that tree and went right up, the touch of Krishna brought the Kadam tree alive. And that tree is still alive here. We can see that tree, we can see the Kunda. And Kunda is something like 100 feet long and 50 feet wide. So it shows how big Kaliya Nag would have been, quite long. But that's only on this planet. 7 planets down below the earth, there is a Patal Lok, then a Vasuki. He resides there. Now, when the devas and the demigods and the demons had to churn the ocean, they used Vasuki as their churning rod or the rope. Now, just imagine Kilimanjaro, put some rope around Kilimanjaro and save quite a bit of rope on the other side to, like a tug of war, to move the Kilimanjaro mountain, and see how long that rope will be. That's how long Vasuki is. He's in a different planet. He's not on the earth. He's on a different planet, but that's how long he is. But that is still Anuman Praman. That is still Anuman. But we have to go for a Shabda Praman, which is given by Krishna. Of all the Anantas, I am Ananta Shesh. Now, Ananta, Ant means end, and Ananta means endless. So Ananta is something which is endless, which doesn't have any limit. Yet he's a Shesh. Shesh means something that's left over. So Ananta Shesh is the unlimited one, which has something left over. Now that is Achintya Beda Bed Tattva here, which is discussed, which is a part of our Tattva part of our verse. That sometimes we think this and it's different. It's Achintya Beda Bed, we cannot conceive him. Just we have to accept when Krishna says, of all the Nagas, I am Ananta. We have to accept that. Then we come to Vasuki. Now next comes Varuna. Varuna is of all the bodies of water, and he is a king of all the aquatics in the water. Now that water is not just simple Lake Victoria or Indian Ocean. This bodies of water includes, the world is, this planet is 3/4 covered with water. And that's not enough. The water everywhere on all the planetary system, Varun is in charge. He's a demigod of water. So when the system is created, manifested, Varun is given the charge of all the aquatics living in water. So he is a very, very high personality. He has a very high time. I can think of one Krishna Leela. After the Govardhan Leela completed, Ekadashi came, and on the Dwadashi day, Nanda Maharaj, Krishna's father, decided to get up early to have a bath in the Yamuna. But he was a bit too early. And it was an inauspicious moment when he went into the water. And the servants of the Varuna picked him up and took him prisoner to the abode of Varuna. And Nanda Maharaj was shouting, Krishna, Krishna, and Krishna and Balram, both of them went to the abode of Varuna to let go of him. Just the darshan of Krishna and Varun, they thought, oh yes, I got my darshan. Now I won't have to come into the material world again. My life is successful. Varun was very happy, and he happily let go Nanda Maharaj. And he said that in spite of being the proprietor of all the treasures of the water is so big, it's such a big position he had. He thought, no, Krishna, the version of Krishna, life has a meaning when you see Krishna. Now, in the previous verse, Krishna says, Sarsamasmi Sagara. Sagar, that's a water body, but that's just the sagar means the sagar, which is oceans, which are on the planet. But this one is a water body, and all the aquatics contained in the water. And Varuna is a king, he's a demigod of all the aquatics that are contained in the water. I have to keep an eye on the clock. Now we'll talk about Pitrulok. Pitrulok in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 25, Krishna says, Yanti Deva Vrata Devan, Pitrun Yanti Pitru Vrata. So those who worship demigods go to the planet of demigods. Those who worship Pitrus go to the planet of Pitrus. So while they are on the earth, they are cultivating their consciousness with the worship, into going to the demigod planet or Pitru planet after the death. But sometimes some people, in spite of worshipping, they are also making a lot of sinful acts. And because of that, they have to go to hell. Now, Putra is someone who delivers the father from sinful acts in the hell and brings him out of the hell and puts him into the Pitrulok. That boy is called Putra. So in the Pitrulok, Aryama is in charge. He is one of the top personalities. And this Pitrulok is situated between the earth and the heaven. It's very closer to the earth, as we read. And Aryama is a great personality among the Pitris. Now we come to the Yamraj. The Yamraj is the one who controls the miscreants. He punishes the miscreants. He has to ensure that the divine laws are dispensed properly. He is a pure devotee of Krishna, but he has been given a service of checking out the troublemakers, the miscreants. So he has a thankless task of punishing people. Not many people like him. Most people fear him, but he is a pure devotee of Krishna. He has been given such a service, but he doesn't complain because he is Krishna's servant. He knows that Krishna is my master. I am his servant. And a servant does not demand, I want this particular service or that particular service. He would accept whatever Krishna has given him. And he is a very dear devotee of Krishna. Yamaraj is very dear to Krishna. When Krishna descends on the earth on the 28th Chaturyug of Vaivaswat Manu, Yamaraj comes down onto the earth planet as well. He delegates his service to another person for a short time, and he comes down as a Vidur. In Mahabharata, there is a character, Vidur, which is dealt with. Yamaraj also has a son, Yudhishthir. Yudhishthir is born of Devaki with the permission of her husband Pandu. She had a son by Yam, and he is called Yudhishthir. He's called Dharmaraj. When there is a temple in Vrindavan. If you go to Vrindavan and go on a parikrama of Giriraj, near Kusum Sarovar, there is a small temple of Dharmaraj. Now, one of our ISKCON sannyasis was going there to see the temple because he saw the temple. He was passing by. He saw the temple. He went in. There was an old lady cleaning the courtyard. So the sannyasi went in. He had a darshan, and then he went to the lady and he said, "Whose temple is this? Dharmaraj temple or Yamaraj temple?" And the lady said, "If you are pious, if you are a devotee, he is a Dharmaraj. But if you are sinful, he is a Yamaraj. He is a Yama." So the tattva part of this, he is doing both the functions, different functions is the same personality. So the tattva part of this verse is that Krishna is a controller of all. Whenever necessary, he will take the place of the controller. All the four personalities are the path or abhideya to reach our goal. Prayojan is Krishna, but abhideya is Yamraj. Yamraj is also one of the Mahajans. One of the 12 Mahajans, Yamraj is one of them. And if you walk into the footsteps of Yamraj, you can reach Krishna. All the four devotees are in charge of as controllers. Now this is Achintya Bheda Bhed Tattva. Krishna and the devotees are one. A devotee has served Krishna to such a degree that just like an iron rod is put into the fire, and after a while, the iron rod will catch the qualities of fire. Like that, a devotee, a pure devotee becomes completely spiritualized and gets the service of as a controller of one of the services that Krishna gives him. And he's just like Krishna, but he knows that he's Krishna's servant. He's not Krishna. He yet remains Krishna's servant all the time, because Krishna is energetic. He is Vibhu. And energy, the servants are the energy, that's Vibhuti. Now Krishna has got three parts. We got three parts in the material world. There is a Bahirang Shakti, Antarang Shakti, and Tathastha Shakti. Now all the souls belong to Tathastha Shakti, which is Achitya Vaibhav. Krishna is a proper Vaibhav. He is a Chitta Vaibhav. He is a spiritual energy. And Bahirang is Achitya Vaibhav. But we, the spirit souls, we are a Jaiva Vaibhav. We can either go to external energy or the internal energy. We have got that chance by chanting Hare Krishna, because holy name comes straight from Golok Vrindavan. And therefore the holy name is a Chitta Vaibhav. By chanting Chitta Vaibhav, by chanting holy names, we can spiritualize ourselves completely and we can become Vibhuti. Vibhuti is someone who is given more power by Krishna to serve him in a different capacity. So chanting is very, very important, and holy name is, you can't be stressed. You can't stress anymore of chanting the holy name regularly. Okay, we've still got 10 minutes. So I will stop here. I mean, I can go on, but I'd rather stop here and we can have some reflections and we can talk. If I made any mistakes, then I can be told. Just in case I'll say something wrong, please correct me. Prabhu, you're still muted. I can't hear you. You're still muted, Prabhu.
Oh, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Is it audible? Yeah, thank you very much, Mataji. You are describing very nicely, very wonderfully, and word to word, and also all the things like Anantanaga, Varuna, and Ariyama is the head of the Pitraloka, and also the Jamaraj, who is the describe all the things like he is the pious for his Dharmaraj, or for the miscreants, he is Yamaraj.
Yes.
It's very nice. Also, you describe all the things in details and vividly. I'm so thankful. I think there is no any doubt. Maybe if a other person have doubt, they can ask the question. So clarify their doubts. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank you.
Any other questions or any comments, please? You can unmute and ask. It's very nice. The glories of the Krishna, how he is in all this, like atoms or all the elements. Whatever the good things we saw in the world, in the universe, that is belongs to Krishna. That is represent to Krishna.
Yes, he's a representative of Krishna.
Yeah, represent to Krishna. So nice.
If there's no question, maybe I can talk about Takshak. Takshak
Yeah.
is also a Nag.
Yes,
Takshak
please.
Nag, Kaliya Nag, Vasuki Nag, they are all Nagas, but they are in the material world. Ananta Shesh is not in the material world. He expands from a Mahashankarshan. When the first Chatur Yuga is expanded, there's quite a few second Chatur Yuga come out,
Yeah.
Chatur Yuga come out. And from Mahashankarshan, Ananta Shesh is expanded. So Ananta Shesh doesn't belong to this world. He is very, very special. He is very spiritual. And he only comes when Krishna comes, especially to serve Krishna. That is his only service. He would become a bed of Krishna. He would become clothes of Krishna. He can do everything for Krishna. He becomes Balram, he becomes Lakshman. But he is actually, he's Ananta Nag. The Takshak we are talking about, he is on the material world, and he did not like Arjun, because when Arjun burnt off the Khanda 1, his wife, Takshak's wife was burnt out. She died in it. Takshak's son, he managed to escape, but therefore he held grudge against Arjun. So when during the Kurukshetra war, when Karna threw a Nagastra at Arjun, this son of Takshak sat on it. He knew that he would go, and he was totally prepared to kill Arjun. But Krishna looks after his devotees so nicely that as soon as Krishna looked that Naga is coming to have Arjun, he set the horses down. So the chariot went so much down, so many feet down, because the horses sat down. And Karna's arrow went over the head of Arjun, and Arjun was saved. That wasn't enough. The Takshak, because that Takshak is a kind of Nag, they can fly. They have wings and they can fly. So he was quite prepared to kill the dynasty of Arjun, because his son was killed by Abhimanyu in the Kurukshetra war. And that was first wife was killed off, second Abhimanyu killed his son. So he was really more interested in killing Parikshit, because Parikshit came, he was a great grandson of Arjun. And he did everything. There was one person who tried to stop him, but Takshak was like, he wanted to kill Parikshit. He wasn't successful though. Nobody is successful when they want to kill a devotee, because before he bit the body, Parikshit had left. He had turned into, he had become a Brahmalin. So Takshak was only successful in killing the body of the Parikshit Maharaj, but he felt satisfied that he had done it. And then Janmejai decided a Sarpa Yagna to kill off all the snakes. But even then, Takshak escaped from there, because Brahma came and said, "Don't do this, please." So some of the Nagas, they will always hold grudge. They just need to carry on the animosity with whoever they have. Ananta Shesh is not like that. He doesn't belong to this category. He is a pure devotee of God. He's Krishna, and he doesn't hold grudge against anyone. He can be very, very ill-tempered, but he is a devotee. And as a devotee, he does not hurt people unnecessarily, like a Takshak or Kaliyanag. Okay, I think we got the time now. It's more or less finished. Unless someone wants to say anything.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, if you have any question or any doubt, please ask.
No, Prabhuji, I just want to say that it was nice to hear about Yudhishthir and Yamraj and that temple in Vrindavan. Yeah, so depends on how you look at it and how you live. So you get to see accordingly. Yeah. Hare
Good.
Krishna.
So if there is no question or any doubt, so can we conclude the session today? That's so many times also there. I think 7 minutes more.
This is 7. I thought it's finished. It's only 3 minutes to go.
Oh, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I think my was, yeah.
It's 5 minutes, yeah.
Is it 5 minutes?
Yes, Mother.
Oh, well, we can talk about Pitrulok. When a soul, when the person dies, the soul becomes a prey for a little while. On the 13th day, the family would have a havan and say to soul, okay, please move on. It's time to change your clothes. And soul would then go to Pitrulok or to Yampuri, wherever one of the places, and there they get a proper body. So the Pret bodies dropped and they reach the Pitrulok or Yamapuri. If we don't allow them to move and we keep them here, they turn into a ghost, and it is it's like a curse. Becoming a ghost is a curse. And it's a very, very painful yoni and takes long time before they can come out of it. So it is important to let them go to Pitrulok if they want to, or let them go to whichever the planet of a demigod if they want to. Srila Prabhupada said that we don't have to do Shraddha because we are devotees. But if the devotee thinks that the parents have not gone to Vaikuntha Lok, because once the person goes to Vaikuntha Lok, then you don't have to perform Shraddha. But sometimes the devotee feel that no, my forefathers haven't gone to Vaikuntha Lok, they are within the material world, then they can perform Shraddha, which is a special 15 days allocated every year to think of the Pitris and to serve the Pitris. So mostly people would make a nice Naivedya for Krishna. And then they offer that Hari Prasad to the Pitris. By eating that Hari Prasad, the Pitris is released from the sinful actions that soul has performed on the material world. And then they can move on from life into the next incarnation. So sometimes it is, or all the time, we should really perform. If we feel that my parents haven't gone to Vaikuntha Lok and they are still within this material world, then we should, and if you're a householder, of course, then we should perform Shraddha. But people who have dedicated their life totally to Krishna, then they are taking the 7th generation up to the Vaikuntha Lok, so they can stop it. Prabhupada didn't encourage, because people who came to Prabhupada, they were totally dedicated to spreading Krishna consciousness, which means they are releasing themselves from all the sinful acts that they've done. Okay. Well, I don't know. My clock says the time is up, so that's why I'm stopping.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe it will end at any time minimum.
Yes, it can end any time, I think.
Dinesh Prabhuji had raised his hand.
Yes, please.
I can't see a hand raised up.
Yeah, maybe he's just, okay, sorry, yeah, sorry. Oh, I think I need to have my eyes checked, sorry, yeah. Over to you, Prabhuji, Path Prabhuji.
Yes, now the time is limited because we are using another link.
Okay.
So I request everyone, please unmute yourself and chant Hare Krishna mantra once for our guest Vraj Kishori Mataji, who she explained very nicely, very wonderfully all the glories, all the past, like Vibhuti. Nicely, wonderful. So please, every devotee, chant Hare Krishna mantra.
Hare Krishna,
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 Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Vancha kalpa
Kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo
Namo Namo.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Ki Jai.
Our gracious Kishori Mataji ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Thank you very much. That was very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, I just wanted to know, we put a password every time now. Before I used to go straight in, but nowadays we have to put a password when we go to Zoom. So I don't know why that is the case.
Prabhuji, I'm going to talk to my daughter, Kushbu. She's the one who sets it up. Then
Okay.
maybe we can come up with another link. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna.
I'm going to end this session.